Suddhananda divestvai Vedai Bhagavad Upanishadai Indriyam Samagaha Yanavasti Vivagati Namanasha Ashyandiyam Yashyantam Madhusya Devaya Kasmi. Number 21 onwards read. Yadyat acharati shrestah tattadevetaro janah sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanu vartate Name parthasti kartavyam Trishu lokeshu kinchana Nanavaptam avaptavyam Varta eva cha karmani Yadi aham navarteyam Jatu karmanyatamritah Mama vartmanu vartante Manushya partha sarvasah Ussideyurime lokaha Nakuryam karma chedaham Sankarasya cha kartasyam Upahanyami ma prajaha. So beautiful. I hope you see the truth of it very clearly as to why everybody, every human being, every human individual must learn to engage in action with the right attitude. There is a whole plan of it. Ultimate destination is liberation, freedom, happiness here and now. Not many people are aware of that dimension. Not many are given this attitude, not many are aware of this destination. That is why the person doesn't know, the many people are not given the right type of direction. It is like there was a Zen master who was a great sword fighter, meditator, great sword fighter. Then a student comes to the teacher and he wants to be a great sword fighter. When he comes to the teacher puts him in a kitchen. Think, he comes to learn sword fighting, he is putting him in the kitchen to cut vegetable. Now what is the connection? Naturally he protested. He said, I have come here to learn this sword fighting. But it is in kitchen. But he can't ask because whatever the teacher says, that is how. If you are absolutely sure of the teacher, what he is talking, what he is doing, if you give yourself in the hand of the teacher, then what happens? The direction comes. But suppose the teacher is an idiot, of course, your life is forfeited. That's a different thing altogether. So when the teacher puts him into the kitchen, he succumbs to it. What to do? Okay, if the teacher says, I will be working here, working there, and cuts vegetable. Then a few days he has started working. Suddenly, the Zen masters have the habit, as they say, of always going with a little stick in their hand. So this boy was cutting vegetables, suddenly he got a hit. When he got a hit, he looks back, and this is the teacher is hitting him. Now, if the teacher is hitting you, what can you say? Okay, you take it, because teacher, so hit him. Then, after 10 minutes, again another hit. He couldn't believe it. But the teacher again, what to do? So he hit it. Then after 2 hours, he was walking down, again got a hit. But at the same time, he can't say anything. He is the teacher. So he now started watching. Now he started watching. As whenever he is walking, now he doesn't know from which direction it will come. So whether it is cutting the vegetable, or walking, or singing, or dancing, or sleeping, anything he is doing, except when he is all alone inside the room locked. Wherever he was going, now his eyes are moving in all directions. The eyes are here, this way, that way, little, everything. That person turned out to be the greatest sword fighter in life. It's all because the teacher knows the purpose. Ultimately, he has to know the sword fighting, but the teacher knows how to train. Whole Gita Upanishadic tradition is like that. The destination is absolutely clear for the tradition. That for every human being, the ultimate destination is himself. Every person must discover the happiness, absolute freedom in himself. Each person has to do it. A teacher is a help. At no time, the teacher is a master and the student is a slave. There is no question of any time the teacher pretending to be the ultimate authority and somebody is going to be a permanent follower. No. Like Krishna hands over this knowledge. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna says, out of gratitude, I understood everything. Karishya vachanam tava. Whatever you say, I will do it. What Krishna says, he doesn't say, now I got a donkey, I will ride him as I like. No. Vimurishesha ateshena yadachasi tata guru. Hey Arjuna, think over it well. All that I have taught you, think over it well. Thereafter, itha ichhasi tatha guru. Do as you choose. Na gurur na iva sishya chidananda rupa shivoham. This is the tradition of absolute freedom. And the teacher has a whole program. The tradition has a whole program. So they start with something, because every person starts with ignorance. Nobody starts with wisdom. So because you start with ignorance, perception inevitable. To lose yourself in perception and sensation is inevitable, because extrovertedness is natural to everybody, since the sense organs are extrovert. And therefore in the process you have been enslaved by the sensations, all the thoughts are there. And when you are trying to express your thought into action, that becomes very costly, that becomes very confusing, because you may want to experience something, object is not available, sense organ is not cooperating, you don't know what to do with it, so the thoughts drive you crazy. So tired, disappointed when you come to a teacher, or to appreciate what is the ultimate goal of life, that you are the happiness, you are the truth itself. Logically very convincing, but the person cannot own it up. Because the thoughts are, tendencies, impressions, thoughts are completely driving him crazy. So how do I counteract it? The same action which has produced these things, produced these likes and dislikes because of the wrong attitude of looking for happiness in the result of action, now you do the same action with the right attitude of seeing the happiness in yourself and not looking for the happiness in the result of action. Are you getting that? The same action is done, but the attitude has changed. You counteract the whole thing. So that is why Actions are absolutely essential. First, to keep yourself going. Next, to create the antakarana suddhi, to create the requisite antakarana, the state of mind, the preparedness of the mind where you can own up yourself. Therefore, act you must. At no time inactivity is ever talked about. Religion and inactivity do not go together. Are you getting that? This is the beauty of this tradition. The person must know how to act, not to act. Therefore Krishna says, look at me. Hey Arjuna, not only I am telling you, karmana eva sansiddhim astita janakadaya. Great kings like Janaka, they also get their sansiddhi by acting in right attitude. And why is it so? Loka sangrama api nagpasyan kartumarasi. While seeing for the sake of the people also you must do. Because once you are established in yourself, you don't need to act in life. You can even die this moment. But if you are alive, you have to live, and in order to be alive, you have to act on in life, so that the people, loka sangraham chikitsu, not only for your own sake, but also for the sake of the people, you must act on. Why? Or else, average person will associate wisdom with inactivity. Yadyat acharati sreshtaha tattadava itaro jana. Whatever the great people do, ordinary people look up to it. Now you can say, so whatever the great people do, no, I am not a great man. Wrong. Wrong. Understand. Every person is a great man in a small situation. It's not the, you understand, there is a big triangle here, okay? Think of it, there is a big triangle. In a triangle, you can create how many triangles? Suppose you put up, this is a big triangle. Now you put lines like this, then put triangles, triangles, triangles. How many triangles will be there? Thousands of triangles will be there. And every triangle top is the top of the triangle. So only the big triangle top is not the big, the top high. Every triangle top is the high. Same thing also. In a country, maybe the president is the big boy. But in a particular department, home department, political affairs department, mining department, there is a department head. Then you come down to state, there is a state chief. You come down to departments, then the department chiefs. You come back to the house, there is a house leader. In your own home, called a father or a mother. So each person is small in relation to somebody, but big in relation to somebody else. So when you say, look for Shrestha Purusha, you cannot shrug your responsibility that whatever only great people will do, I will learn. I am not a great person. No, you are a great person. In the school, for children, school teacher is the ultimate person. In a family, the father or the mother are the greatest person. Are you getting that? Shrestha Purusha, you cannot escape with an idea that Prime Minister is the great or President. No, those are all positions. Every person is great in his own life. That is why children imitate. Every child imitates. Students imitate to the teacher. Children imitate parents. So unfortunately, if the parents think they are not great people, they can live as they like, the children are destroyed. And today's world is exactly like that. There is a huge parental influence. Anytime it is there. It's just like the average animals also, animals and birds, they teach their children. Human beings also teach their children. I told you, I think once, no other species teaches by talking. Everybody teaches by acting. Everybody teaches by acting. It is osprey, hunting, eagles, hunting, cheetah, hunting, lions, hunting, the cubs, the babies, the birds, they follow the mother. They follow the father. They learn how to hunt. They learn how to, they learn the hunting. But they follow the parent. That's how they learn. Human beings will say something, they will do something. Please understand. That is the most disaster, worst part of it. Then one day a man wrote a letter to his parents that I want to get married, what is your opinion? So the father and mother sitting down, they are writing a letter. My dear son, I am so happy that you have decided to marry. You don't know how beautiful the marriage is. Or I sit down across the table with your mother on the other side. We remember the wonderful days, how beautiful the life has become. All our best wishes and get married. Then the wife goes away somewhere, little bit goes out of the room and he writes PS, postscript. Now your mother is out. Don't be an idiot. Be a single. Because when nobody uses that. If the person is, that is how suppose the children see, the parents' marriage is a hoax, is a useless thing. You think they will like to marry? Somebody takes up a job and he doesn't enjoy the job. Whatever you see in people, you see the teacher doesn't enjoy the teaching. Whatever you see, please understand, this imitation is something which is a very natural thing to everybody. That is why to see the wisdom in action is such a great privilege. To see the wisdom in action. Because wisdom you cannot see. How can you see wisdom? No knowledge can be seen. Can the engineering be seen? Can medicine be seen? But a doctor can be seen. The person as a person. So the behavior of the individual, how the person behaves, how the person acts, with what type of attitude. Like personally, when I was going to tell you, when I remember my mother, I have never seen her crying, miserable. Always laughing. Not that there was total poverty. Just food is there because village nice food is there. Plenty of food. Anything of rice, fish, vegetable, plenty. But paisa is not there. Money is not there. But at no time you see a grumbling face. The person is always happy. The father never gets angry, never hits anybody. Our father has not touched me, neither with affection nor with anger. We are the children growing. So it is like in the watchful eye, we are just growing up. We are protected. Bas. It doesn't give us a hug because that's not the style. Neither give us a hug nor gives us a slap. Never. Happily hanging around. So when you think of these things, you say, oh yes, life is wonderful. But suppose as the children go through trauma, this morning I was reading an article by a person, a child whose parents were dead in LTTE. He was a Tamilian in Ceylon. His parents were dead when he was 4-year-old. He was picked up by some people. Then he joined the LTT orphanage. 12-year-old, they made him a child soldier. Joined the intelligence wing. He was totally convinced how he should be able to kill everybody. And he became a suicide squad person. 13, 14, 15-year-old, but when he studies everything, he gets best mark, straight plus A plus in grade. Suddenly his mind changes. Why kill myself? I should be able to do something, I should be an engineer, I should study, but already committed. Cannot. Then he comes back. Anyway, the group sends him back to school because they want educated, smart people. So he goes back to the A level. And then when he's studying, playing cricket, because he was looking always very smart, because too well trained. The police one day catches him. They are picking up other people, they are picking him up. And then he sees he has got a potassium cyanide thing in the thing, and with a gun under his shirt, thrown into jail, escaped. Now he is released and is staying in a camp. Just imagine, what is that childhood? Second World War, First World War, children in war-ravaged areas, drought, famine, Somalia, Ethiopia, all these things. What is that childhood? Or big, rich family. Parents are always partying, dining, dancing, jumping. Children are always alone with the nannies. Never knew what the father is, what the mother is. Different types of childhood. Each person grows up. Why am I telling you? Understand that? Imitation. What you see, you shall do. To see wisdom in action, that is why tradition, teacher, teaching is such a great help. Because if somebody can do it, I can also do it. That's why Krishna tells him, look, hey Arjuna, look at me. Partha nasti me kartavyam trishu lokechu kinchana. I have absolutely nothing to achieve in this world. Vartayeva cha karmani. I continuously act on in life. Why are you doing this? Yadi aham navartayam jatu karmane tandrita. If I do not get myself engaged in action tirelessly, without any rest throughout my life, mama vartma anuvartante manushya partha sarvasa. Manushya sarvasa sarva prakarehi mama vartma anuvartante. All the human beings, by all means, shall look up to me and shall follow the path. If I sit down, they shall see my inactivity. They will not see my wisdom. Can you imitate somebody's wisdom? You cannot. But activity you can imitate. Therefore, if his activity is inactivity, everybody shall be inactive. If you are inactive, as I told you, not only you cannot sustain yourself, but also you don't get a chance to counteract your likes and dislikes. Done with wrong attitude, understand, action done with wrong attitude, you have developed likes and dislikes. The same action done with the right attitude counteracts likes and dislikes. How beautiful. And in the process, sustenance also is there, for yourself as well as for everybody. What a blessing it is. And then you do not do it just to, you do not, that is why if you say, be a good person, with right attitude act, for what? If nobody says you shall discover the absolute happiness in yourself, even right attitude, action done with right attitude becomes meaningless. That is why do good, be good philosophy doesn't work. Just do good, just be good. Yeah, that is better than being stupid, being criminal, definitely. It is definitely better than being stupid, being insensitive. But that doesn't solve the problem. Because somebody is incapable of being bad, somebody is incapable of being good, you are incapable of being bad. Who is better? Think. There is a person who is lying, compulsive liar. He can't speak the truth. Other fellow cannot tell a lie. Who is better? Of course, the person who speaks the truth is better. But if suppose you are a compulsive truth speaker, you shall be in trouble also. Because certain times you may have to tell a lie. The moment I give this statement, somebody will say, oh, this is perversion. How can you tell a lie? Don't be idealistic. As I told you, certain situations where you have to maybe tell a lie. Not for your sake, but for the other's sake. A person runs here, looking for shelter because somebody is running behind him with a knife in hand to kill him. Now he comes and sits down in the class, totally merges in the class. Now the person, one who is the murderer, with a raised knife, chases him and reaches the hall and asks, tell me, where is that person is? Shall you tell he is sitting here? Why? Speak the truth. Satyam vada. That is not Satyam vada, that is Satyam vada. He is not speaking the truth, you are killing the truth. That time you tell a lie. Where is did you see the, oh yes, we saw, somebody is running. This way he has gone. Immediately that person starts taking this way. As this will get lost, go. There are certain times, understand. Everything you can use. This is where you know absolutely. Just like a knife, you can use it, you can misuse it. Every emotion, love you can use, misuse. Anger you can use, misuse. Truth you can use, misuse. Falsehood you can use, misuse. I mean, truth means I am talking absolute truth. I am not talking about relative truth. You can use, misuse. Lie also you can use, you can also misuse. Nothing is absolutely wrong or right. This much idea to be accepted by people itself becomes difficult because people become so rigid, totally white and black, black and white. Never must you tell the truth, never must you tell a lie. Good to tell to the child. Everybody must be told. Everybody must be told. Don't tell a lie. That's true. Because if it is a liar society, you understand what happens. You can't believe anybody anymore. Nobody must tell a lie. Nobody. Because if his lying is given a sanction, can you function? One fellow, there are three people, friends were there. They were talking about their weaknesses. So one fellow says, they were talking among themselves, then say, hey, let us discuss about our weaknesses. So one fellow got up and says, I have no weakness. Okay, if you say so, I am a fellow, every evening I have to drink. Compulsive drinker I am. I have to drink. Then the other person said, look, what is this? I have got, another person say, no, I have no weakness. But then he said, all right, if you say so. Fellow, sometimes I too much like the sweets. Sometimes sneaking, I shall go on eating sweet. That's my only weakness. No, the third person said, then other two fellows say, okay, what is your weakness? Nothing. Huh? You know now our weakness, how can you say nothing? You have something? Really no, I don't have any weakness. Now these two fellows are not going to leave him because they know, he knows their weakness. So they must know about his weakness. He said, you must have something. He said, no, I don't have any weakness. Come on, don't be like that. He said, all right, if you insist, I have only one weakness. Very, very minor weakness. What is that? I love to lie. See, a person who is loves to speak lies, what does it mean? Everything is a weakness for him. Liar. You cannot believe, as they say nicely. That you lie. I don't mind that you tell a lie, but I mind that I cannot believe you anymore. When you are a liar and your lie is out, difficulty comes in believing you because don't know when the fellow will say it again. Thereafter you don't know whether the person is telling the truth or not. How do you know? You cannot rely on him anymore. That's why never tell a lie. Really, never. And if you tell a lie, you are in trouble. Understand? If you tell lies, you are in trouble. People say, no, if you tell the truth, you are in trouble. No. Truth doesn't create trouble. Who was your father? What is your father? Or what are you doing before you came to this knowledge? Somebody says, you are strangers, meeting strangers. So somebody tells you, what were you doing before you came to this knowledge? Oh, I was a PhD. I was a professor in the department. Oh. Another person missed. What were you doing? I was a judge in a court. What are you doing? I was selected in Indian Foreign Service. I was getting appointed as the first officer. I came away. So everybody is mightily impressed. You have enjoyed your moments of glory. Now the people have gone. Now your problem begins. You have to remember to whom what you have told. And by chance these 2-3 fellows come together, you are in trouble. Because you will keep dying yourself inside. I think they are discussing me alone. And not only that, the moment you tell the lies, you have to remember continuously what all lies you have told. Whereas if you say, what are you doing? I was an officer. You don't have to remember it. Truth, you don't have to remember. Lies, you have to remember. That is why truth doesn't burden you. Lies burden you. If your life is full of lies, you are a heavily burdened person. Because you have to go on manipulating, remembering whom you have told. There is no freedom. In the court cases you can see, when they are doctored, the witnesses are trained, doctored, to tell lies. So first case, first date, they can speak it out fluently. And the cases like all over the world, more so in India, next date is after 6 months, after 1 year. You have completely forgotten what you have been told. So thereafter when you talk it, a total contradiction. You are dismissed, case is dismissed. But the truth you cannot forget. Never you shall forget the truth. But lie you can forget. That is why, please understand, being yourself is the truth, effortless. Holding on to body and mind is a lie, difficult to hang on. That itself gives you the fantastic hold on to yourself. Because who you are is not what you have. What you have, you have to desperately try to hold on. Youth you have to hold on. Why? It's passing. Life you have to hold on. Passing. Thoughts you have to hold on. Changing. Consciousness should you try to hold on? For what? What is you holding on? You understand the beauty? How easier it becomes to be the truth, the absolute. Understand? Anyway, so a person who knows this truth for himself, He goes on acting. Why does he act on life? Bhagavan says, hey Arjuna, look at me. I have absolutely nothing to achieve in this world. There is no apraptam praptavyam, anavaptam aptavyam. There is no such thing which is not yet gained. Happy with myself. Ishvara can say, God can say, I am everything. Listen carefully. I am everything. I have everything. Wise man can say, I am everything. But no wise man can say, I have everything. Are you getting that point, please? But that I don't have anything doesn't make me unhappy, miserable. Because I am happy with myself. Understand the point? Krishna, Ishvara can say, because he is Sarvavyapi, Sarvagya, Sarvashaktiman, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, meaning totality, makro upadi. One is makro upadi, he can say, I am everything. I am everything, I have everything. So he doesn't lack anything. Whereas in case of individual, he can say only, I am everything. The truth here is truth everywhere. But he can't say, I have anything. In fact, when you know the truth for yourself, you can't even say, I have even this body. Because ignorant man can say, this body is his. Wise man shall say, it's Ishvara's, belongs to him. Ishvara. You understand the statement, please? Ishavashyamidam sarvam ajitkincha jagatyam tena tyaktena bhunjita ma grudha. Never covet. Kasyasi dhanam. Whose it is? It all belongs to him. Ishvara. So wise person cannot even say, I have. That is the fulfillment. I am everything. Happiness itself. And that is why it doesn't lack anything. There is no sense of lack, no sense of limitation. Physically, okay, if you say I am using this body for some time, I have a limitation, but I am not limited. I have the childhood, youth, old age, but I am not timed, I am timeless. I am the absolute. Such a person. What shall he say? There is nothing to gain in this world. Still, vartayeva cha karmani, continue to do act in life. Why? Yadi aham na varteyam. If I do not engage myself in action tirelessly, 24 hours a day, 365 days, without any rest, mama vartava anuvartante, people shall look up to me. Listen. Then, today's world, everybody is so active. Yes, this activity full of restlessness because the person is not acting out of fulfillment. Here is the person acting out of emptiness. Modern day syndrome, the suffering of the modern man is tremendously active so that the person doesn't die of starvation, doesn't die of disease, but physically even though he is taken care of, because of the lack of understanding about himself, every action has a root in emptiness and restlessness. That is why even after becoming the richer than the richest, achieving everything, being very exclusive, still the person is miserable, fighting at all times. You can see that in lives of the so-called great achievers, whether in the field of sports, field of science, field of arts, even the field of religion. The person can, especially hierarchical religion, where you reach top post. You may be the top post, the leader of the religion, leader of the cult, leader of the group, just like a political leader. You can be the president of the country, prime minister of the country. But your personal life is a total disaster because the activities there comes to be ahead in the race. The ignorant people, everybody is racing. Who can have more? Who can possess more? Who can see more? Who can hear more? Who can have exclusive experiences? Everybody is struggling. So the other person is happy not because he has it, but because others don't have. Other person feels rich not because he is rich, but other people cannot reach him. Because in the race, he is always ahead. Frustrated if he is overtaken. That is why the rich man feels overtaken. Achiever feels overtaken. Whereas the activity, engagement that is talked about for the wise person is tirelessly working, but is like the eye of the cyclone. The eye of the cyclone absolutely still. In the periphery, there is tremendous movement. Same thing also, deep within in yourself, who you are, absolute restfulness, happiness. Mind is tremendously active, body is totally active, the world is completely active. Activity is here. Do not ever create a dent in your mind. Your engagement with everything doesn't affect you at all. Such a person. Atandritaha, tirelessly goes on function. So such a person becomes an ideal, understand. So ask yourself, whether you are active or inactive, is it out of fulfillment or out of a need? Think of it. Your activity or inactivity, is it out of a fulfillment or out of emptiness? Like a person who says, a man is asked, did you ever commit a theft? Never. Why? Never got a chance. What type of great person is he? He never committed a theft because never got a chance. That is not greatness. Did you commit a theft? Never. Why? I don't want it. I don't want anything. I'm happy with myself. Why should I take somebody's thing? That's a different thing altogether. Are you angry? Never. Why? Why should I be angry? Waste my time. I'm happy with myself. And if I am angry, I just pick up the role of anger for some time, or any emotion for some time. Like a dress I put on for the occasion. Occasion over, dress gone. Your activity, inactivity also is like that. It's a dress. When you are active, So resting. But deep within, you are always with yourself. See, very difficult to talk about it. Because how do I describe the state of a mind? How do you describe wisdom? But a tremendous attempt is made to describe it so that you look at yourself. Are you functioning out of emptiness or fulfillment? Now Krishna is telling, look at me. Even though I am fulfilled, I don't have to act. Nobody forces me to act, but I choose to act. When you choose to act, do you feel disappointed? Because nobody has forced you. So why are you doing it? Because I feel like doing it. I enjoy doing it. Then, why are you taking so much responsibility? Enjoy taking responsibility. Please see, responsibility is a burden if you are there. Individuality is there. Please think, this table, heavy or light? All these furnitures here, heavy or light? Does it matter? Until you try to pick it up on your head. Until you try to pick up on something on your head, does it matter light or heavy? There is a stone on your garden. Is it heavy or light? Who cares? Because it is there. The moment you try to put it on your head, then only it becomes heavy or light. Positions in life. Heavy or light? It doesn't matter until you try to put it on. I am the Prime Minister, get it, you will get it from all sides, don't worry. I am the governor, I am the leader of the group. The moment you pick up that role and consider that to be yourself, you get burdened and tired. This is the secret of the working. You are getting that so beautiful. Be happy with yourself. Then happy to play the role. How long? How long? As long. As long. Let it continue. At one time role drops out, you survive. But what happens to average people? When the role drops out, they are miserable. Retirement, no. Why the person gets affected? Because until you are 20-year-old, you are a student. Now once you study, you finish your job, you get a role. What is the role you get? Professional role. Manager, assistant manager, manager, vice president, president, chairman of the group. 89 is now 70-year-olds, 60-year-old, chairman of the group. So far, for 40 years, understand, from 20 to 60, 40 years you enjoy power. Then one day, gone. Then what happens? The person feels empty. Why? So far he was enjoying power with the position. It was not he. It was the position. So the moment the position goes, you are finished. Some people die away out of frustration. There is no inherent importance. Same thing also. Your body is another position. Baby, young, adult, old, none. I am surviving. The body is changing. Thoughts are continuously changing. Therefore, you retired long before the body retires. Do you get that statement? You retire. Are you getting that? Wisdom is, you take a voluntary retirement. Wisdom is a voluntary retirement from the identification with the body, mind and sense organs. Voluntary retirement is a great privilege for the people. Smart people take voluntary retirement. 40, 50 years they work. Then before the job is gone, a voluntary retirement, come back, they have a plan, how I shall live out the whole rest of the life. Wisdom is voluntary retirement scheme, VRS. And what is the bonus? Infinity. Enjoyment, infinity. Pleasure, maximum. Absolute freedom. Nobody can touch you. Untaxed income. Always happy with yourself. Voluntary retirement. And thereafter, what happens? Body drops out. But if you are not retiring from your body, you are identifying yourself with the body, it is just like a man clinging to a position. Like many prime ministers in the cabinet, more so in our country, Indian cabinet. Once they are in, they don't want to die. Even if 75, 80-year-old, the fellow must stick to the position. Because if that is gone, he is gone. So how desperate you feel when the position doesn't come. Same way, when you have taken a voluntary retirement, you have retired from your body. Now body can drop any time. It doesn't make any difference. But the people who have not taken the voluntary retirement, now the body gives them up. So they are desperate. Are you getting that? So, if you are happily working, how long you should be able to work? Atandritaha. Okay. Here, if I do not do it, what will happen? Ushchideyu imelo. Imelokaha vinashyeyu. Ushchideyu vinashyeyu. I shall destroy these loka, imeloka, these world of people, humanity. All these people shall be destroyed by my action. Nakuryam karma chedam. If I do not engage myself activity tirelessly, I shall be destroying these people. Why? Because they shall associate wisdom with inactivity. They shall never see my wisdom. They shall see my inactivity. You can imitate inactivity. You cannot imitate wisdom. It is just like children do that. They think smoking means becoming an adult. So they start smoking. Putting on a shoe or putting on a full pant means you're an adult. Walking with a swagger means you are an adult. Ordinary people, think of it. The big boss is going in a big car, so everybody must have a big car. So that big boss. What happens? You look at this country, especially in Indian countries, you can see highly indisciplined behavior. Especially anywhere, go to the office, corrupt behavior, anywhere around the world it is there, but most so in certain places little, here also maximum. Because everybody thought Indian politicians are bad. But now in Britain you know that. The case, the politicians, they are all the members of parliament, every one of them caught with the false bills they have produced. Revenue, money, wining, dining, personal expenses, all written off to the government. Everywhere they do that. Human being, don't say British, don't take Indian. We are not here to say Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Indian. No, we are dealing with the human emotions, universal. The person clings onto the position. Holds onto it something. He just cannot, get out of it. Because that is the position. Gives him some security. Gives him some strength. When that is gone, the person is finished. So everybody desperate to hold on to that position. Such a person, think, the behavior. I was talking Indian behavior, the behavior. A queue, just think of a behavior. In a queue, bus queue, ticket queue. You are landing in your country, there is a queue for the immigration. What is the Indian style? Jumping the queue. Jumping the queue. How? Big people are the first ones to jump the queue. When the big man comes, he is Director General, he is a secretary, he is the son of a gun. So there will be immigration officer going inside, take them out of the queue and bring that, sir, gone. Now what is the picture you are painting for everybody? What is the picture you are painting? That if you are a big man, you can, if you are a big man, you can jump the queue. So what is the message? If I can jump the queue, I am a big man. So everybody jumps the queue. Understand? Okay, freeloaders. If there is an occasion, if there is a function in the locality, they are given free pass. Who are the person given free pass? President, governors, head of the organization, they are all free. They can pay, but they are given free pass. Suppose a person who has donated, you given a free pass, a different thing, because it's not a free pass, he has already paid. But the people have not paid anything. You are giving them the free pass. Then what happens? Now everybody wants to get a free pass, so you can show, see, I have got a pass. Meaning, I am a very big man, you are paying for it. I don't have to pay for it. You are standing on the queue, I don't have to stand on the queue. This is the sense of superiority. Because if you don't stand in a queue, you are a superior person. If you don't get it on the, one after another, standing on the line or your number coming, then you getting it, then you are an ordinary person. VIP means jump the queue. So everybody wants to jump the queue so that you can be VIP. This is the behavior. Why the world is in trouble? Everywhere. Destroyed. Shankara, so Bhagavan says no. So if I do not do any action, if I do not engage myself in activity, people will equate inactivity with wisdom. Therefore, Arjuna, I do that. Shankarasya jagartasam, I shall be responsible for creating, Shankara means confusion. Shankara, I shall be, not Shankara, that Shiva, Shah, that is a Shubham. This is Shankara. Shankara means that is mixing, a mix-up, creating a mess, a mix-up, confusion. Shankarasya kartasya upahanyam ima prajaha, I shall destroy the mankind. Therefore, not only for my own sustenance, for the sake of the world, everybody person must act. But action, please appreciate, action is what? Only with the right attitude. Again he comes back to that. Act I must. How? Read. Sakta karmanya vidvansa hai yatha kurvanti bharate kuryad vidvans tatha sakta hai chikirshu loka sangraham sakta karmanya vidvansa hai yatha kurvanti bharate kuryad vidvans tatha sakta hai chikirshu loka sangraham. Sakta, see, avidvansaha yatha karmani kurvanti saktaha sannu. He Bharata, he Arjuna, yatha avidvansaha. Why avidvan means ignorant person. Karmani kurvanti. They engage themselves in all activity. Saktaha. Karmaphala sakta. The ignorant person engage himself in all the activities totally depending upon the result of his action for his happiness, for his security, for his fulfillment. Wise man, kuryat vidwan tatha sakta. Vidwan tatha. The wise person also must continue to do it. Same action, but asakta. Are you getting that point? Whatever actions the ignorant person is doing, depending on the result of action for his satisfaction, now the wise man person must do the same thing without depending on the result of the action. Then it becomes a model. Are you getting that? Then it becomes a beautiful role model. Why should I do it? You will see the next verse. Fantastic, you will see that now. Tatha sakta chikirshu loka sangraham. Loka sangraham chikirshu, desirous of setting up an ideal for the humanity. The person must continue to do the same activity that the others are doing, but only difference is change of attitude. Or else you know what will happen? Listen carefully. Or else what will happen? If you do not do the same activity, and today it has happened, unfortunately, that is the whole world is confused, you have made spiritual activities different from material activities. Certain activities are spiritual, certain activities are material. Are you getting that? What are the material secular activities? Playing a game, climbing a mountain, riding a bike, driving a car, flying around, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, all these activities, family, raising a family, getting married, enjoying yourself in so many different perceptions, sensations, all these are what? Secular activities, materialistic activities. Signs of consumerist society. What is religious activity? Religious activity is puja, worship, ritual, singing, holy chanting, every type of activity, climbing, pilgrimage. These are all the, like that, pilgrimage, eating food but in a particular way, all that type of. There are certain food which are not very holy food, certain foods are unholy food. These are divided. So you are divided between the two. Listen. So in the process what happens? The individual changes his lifestyle but not himself. Previously he was putting on a three-piece suit, now with a colored cloth. Who is inside the dress? Same idiot. Are you getting that point? Dress changes. Previously he was telling good morning, good evening, now he says Om Om. Previously he was drinking maybe Coca-Cola, now he is drinking only water in a, with a little lime juice or something in a special cup. Previously he was mixing with people, now he is totally isolated. Previously he was putting on gold, now he puts on Rudraksh. Understand? Previously he had photographs of all these pin-ups, actors, these movie people or sports people. Now gods are hanged in the house. Different types of very religious, holy people are there. Previously he was going into, once in a year he must go to Switzerland, he must go to South America. Nowadays he goes only to the holy pilgrimage. Travel it is. It doesn't matter whether you go to Himalayas, whether you are going for meditation or pleasure, you are traveling to the same spot. Think. But the person considers himself holy. So the facade has changed, the person has not changed. Because activities, are you getting that point please? Only activities have changed. No. Beautiful. I tell you, more and more when you study, I really get wiped out. What all the ignorant man is doing, you do the same thing. He is in the society, you are in the society. He is taking responsibility, you take the responsibility. He is struggling in life, you also struggle in life. Attitude difference. Then the person can learn. But to be religious means a totally separate lifestyle. That means there is no hope of being an executive and be an enlightened person. That means there is no hope of being a householder and being an enlightened person. Why? Only sadhus or sannyasis. If you give up only, you shall be wise. What is this? Nowhere it has been told, but time has completely changed. See how unfortunate it has become. That is why many people get cheated in this life, get deceived in life, because they change their dress. Sincerely they change their dress, they change their habit, they change their food, they change many things, but nothing happens. Why? Because what is essential for a freedom is not changing food, but changing yourself. Not changing the language you speak, not the changing the gods you worship, or following the books, but knowing about yourself. What are you doing? If I am a secular person, I go to school, college, university, and then get up a job. Put on a three-piece suit. Tired, exhausted. I think happiness is not that I come back. I do everything. I give up everything and pick up new dress, new place, new books. And what do they say? Stick to that lifestyle. Hey, give me some awareness about myself. Because I am the person who came from that world, secular world. I am coming into this so-called religious world. Let me know who I am. Am I the follower of money? Or am I the follower of a religion or a god? Who am I? Previously I was secular, now I am religious. Who is better? Most people frustrated by this type of religious activity, they say, what is the difference between sitting down here and doing same thing? Better to go back there and do it. So the person jumps the wall. He gets out of the so-called religious establishments. Why? Because here we see the same fighting, same misery, same jealousy, same hatred, same intrigues, political intrigues, position, power, nearness to power, money. Then what's the idea? Why not be the same thing in the outside world? So people jump out. So continuously there is a crossing the barrier. Are you getting that? Trespassing the borders. There is a border, this is religion, that is secular. That is a mistake. There where you see bondage, there exactly you must see liberation. There where you previously doing things with the wrong attitude, the same thing you do with right attitude. Because perception is not secular or religious. Are you getting that point? Perception is not secular or religious. Perception is perception. Which perception is religious? So looking at a object is a secular thing, but looking at a holy object is religious. Who said that? Some people go to big temples. Before visiting big temple, they had gone to a town and there was gold shop. They saw the gold. Wow, so much of gold. My God, I wish I can have it. Too much I am knocked out by the gold. Then he goes to the temple. The deities are adorned with the gold and diamond. Look at it. Very rich God. I wish I can be like that. Now what is this? You see your managing director's office, absolutely glorious. Now you come down to religious head of the organization, head of everything. Now, oh boy, mansions, palaces. Then what do you see? Just think. The same thing. The person doesn't know what to do. Please, this is a beautiful verse. Abhidvansaha karmani yatha kurvanti saktah sanna. Ignorant people, whatever they do, depending on the result of action for their happiness, let the wise person do the same thing along with them, but asakta sanna, no more depending on the result of action. It is like you are with the family, you are so undisturbed. You become an ideal for the family members. You are with a group of people in a village with everything, but you are an undisturbed person. You become an ideal for the village people. You are in a position with so many people in the position. When they are burdened by it, disturbed by it, you are undisturbed. Those people look up to you as an ideal. That is why leadership. If you are that is a philosopher king. A philosopher king, the person rules the kingdom, but at no time thinks he is the kingdom. Never. Like Louis XIV, I am the kingdom. No. Like Janaka. Janaka one day, he was living a beautiful lifestyle. He living in a huge palace. Say a person passing by one day and looking at him and then challenges him. You consider yourself a wise man, but look at the ostentatious living. You are living in a palace with all luxuries. Then the Janaka pretended to be hungry and said, throw this man into prison. He was a mendicant, an itinerant monk. Throw this man into prison, but because he has, and not only thrown into the cell, he will be beheaded after a week. But because he has been a renunciate monk all the time, let him enjoy palatial pleasure. Lunch every day with me. That is a special privilege granted. So every day he was invited for lunch. He was having lunch with the king. Last day, when he was going to be executed, there was a grand feast. Best food, best vegetable, best sweet, best everything, gold and silver plate and all that. The person is given a royal dinner, lunch. And after the elaborate lunch is over, after 1 or 2 hours, Janaka asked him the question, how was the lunch? No answer. How are the vegetables? No answer. How is the rice? No answer. He said, why don't you answer? Then this man says, Maharaj, after 1 hour, 2 hours, I am going to be executed. Does it matter whether the food was tasty or not tasty? It makes no difference to me. Then I said, that means, since your mind is always in the execution, you never enjoyed this? Of course not. Then Janaka folds his hand. He says, oh sage, that is how I live in this palace. My mind is always with myself. I live in the palace. How many people can understand this? Living in the place is just like being like a fish in the water. You are in the water, never catch cold. That is the beauty of this wisdom. Like a fish, you are in the water, but you never catch cold. You are living like everybody else living, but you have no hatred, no jealousy, no love, no infatuation, no affection, no hatred, no jealousy, nothing. Everything it is for you under the circumstances. So beautiful. Enjoy lovely rain. Heat comes also, enjoy. How can you enjoy the rain, enjoy the heat? But that's what it is. Heat is heat, rain is rain. What to do? Both you enjoy. Everything you accept exactly as it is. Therefore, please see, it is a huge, beautiful line. Same place. In the process, but you suppose you want to take the people away from the society in the name of renunciation and religion, you shall destroy people like the monkey. You remember that story? The monkey who was sitting by the side of the river, little brook, little spring, and he sees all the fish, they are floating. When the fish is floating, he is thinking, poor thing, all the fish are drowning now. So he picks up the fish, puts it out. Puts up the fish, picks out. What will happen? Fish out of water is dead. Everybody is, suppose the person who has renounced everything, he thinks everybody must be plucked from the society and shall be given life. You are killing them. You don't pluck them from society to give them life. Because you cannot live away from the society. Because if you bring them together in a religious establishment, that becomes a society within a society. You have to live with the people. That is why same emotions shall be there. Why are you surprised when there is a hatred? Why do you have jealousy in an ashram, hatred in an ashram? infatuation in the ashram, everything can happen because men and women stay together. Boys and girls stay together. So jealousy will be there, comparison will be there, contrast will be there, sense of superiority, inferiority will be there. You cannot escape. Why? It's a part of the world. But people are idealistic. And how can in ashram this will happen? Why ashram? Their bodies or their stones? Huh? They are also human bodies. It's a body. It's not a stone. So same thing can happen. Anywhere you go. If you live with that ideal, you will be frustrated. But if you are ready for the possibilities, you know, okay, that happened. Oh, why they are fighting? They are supposed to fight. It's all right. What is that? Fix it up. Fix it up. Don't sit down with a frustrating face. Oh, how can people fight? Hey, what is this? How can people fight? People are fighting. What is it? How can they fight? That's not nonsense. So just because an ashram, you understand the point, please. It's just like covering up 20 kilometers area and say this is a holy spot. So rest of the earth is unholy. You understand this concept of holy nonsense? It's a holy nonsense. You cover up 5 feet by 5 feet or 100 feet by 100 feet, this is the holy place. What? The whole world is unholy. Only this place is holy. Think. That is why when you see this truth for yourself, Sarvam Jagadeva Nandanavanam, Sarvepi Kalpadruma, Samastavari Gangavari Nivaha, Punya Samasta Kriya. The whole universe is Nandanavana, divine garden. Everything is beautiful. Sarvam Jagadeva Nandanavanam. Sarvepi Kalpadruma. Everybody is a desire-yielding tree. Whatever you want, you can get it. Why? Your happiness, no. When you are happy, anything that you want, everything that you want in order to be happy in life. When you are happy with life, you have as well got everything in life. So all these things will be there in every place. Don't be surprised by it. That will happen. So like Janaka, living in the palace, unaffected by it. Live with the world, in the world, unaffected by it. People look up to you. That is why sannyas as a tradition perhaps did not exist. Tradition is akara cloth, didn't exist. All the rishis, how are they? Married, settled, children, no children, that's a different thing. That was the tradition. Vasishta, Arundhati, Yajnavalkya, Gargi, Maitreyi. This type of tradition, this cloth tradition, they attribute it to Shankara, little post-Shankara time, because when there was a historical exigency, when the Buddhism was spreading, and there was nobody to defend it. In a sense, Buddhism was spreading, nothing wrong, but there was, when Buddhism was spreading, just you take it as a statement, Buddhism was very beautiful. Why? Because it came as a revolution against certain practices, orthodoxy, casteist, Brahminical orthodoxy, and ritualistic excesses. It was more a byproduct of that type of a reaction against that. So what did they do? No caste system. Fantastic. Because in the scripture also there is no caste system. You see in 4th chapter you shall see. There is no caste system. There is no caste system. Traditional meaning, if you see that, you shall be surprised. Anyway, we shall see that caste system, 4th chapter of Nishida, see that. And then also ritualistic excesses. This puja must be done, that puja must be done. He removed everything, nothing doing like that. There is only one truth. In the process, God also got removed. Only self, that emptiness, sunyata, sunyam, purnam, whatever you say, oneness, meditation. That is why it's not a criticism, just please understand a simple observation. Other day in Sri Lanka, when you went there, beautiful Buddhist temples or stupas are there, beautiful, very neat, and there's some chanting, very good. And my brother was there. So I asked somebody asked my brother, sir, the driver asked, will you like to go to a temple? My brother told me in Oriya. He said, see, what is there to go in a Buddhist temple to see? I said, why? He said, because there are only 2 postures. Either he is sitting or he is sleeping. Joke, huh? No disrespect meant. It's an observation of a childlike person. He said, what is there to see? Already we have seen, no? Same thing everywhere. Either he is sitting down, closing the eyes, either he is meditating or sleeping Buddha. Either sleeping Buddha or meditating Buddha. What is there to see? True. What can you do? Okay, so Buddha did not accept God because Buddha kept quiet about God. So it becomes a godless thing. When a godless thing it becomes, what happens? Buddha became God because human beings need that. So Buddha became God, and all rituals moved around that. Hinayana, Mahayana and all these things, the whole thing started moving around that. And if you cannot just remove the God from the tradition, why? To remove God, first you remove yourself. Only when aham is there, Ishvara will be there. Are you getting that? You don't start beginning with dropping the Guru. Ultimately, no Guru, no Shishya. There is no teacher, no student. Should you start with dropping the teacher or dropping yourself? Do you understand? There is no Ishvara. No Jiva, no Jagat, no Ishvara. But start dropping yourself. When the individuality is gone, no Guru, no Ishvara, no nothing. But the individuality intact, Ishvara is dropped. What happens? You become arrogant. Individuality is there, teacher is dropped. What happens? Oh, I can be light unto myself. It will be total darkness. Don't worry. See the beauty of it. Starts with understanding yourself. And when you understand yourself, you don't need to drop anybody. Why? Grateful to the teacher and grateful to the universe. Call it God if you like, the macrocosm, the totality. So against that, a particular sect was created, like a sannyasi. Sannyas as a tradition was there existing as the post-retirement. Post-retirement. When a vanaprastha, sannyas. Everybody was a sannyasi. But not with a cloth. And no marriage, no this, no that. It's not like that. Because all the rishis were married. You mean to say the rishis were lesser than sannyasis? The rishis are one who are supposed to be teaching and all this over. So they were all married people. Now the sannyasi gives an interpretation to Bhagavad Gita that only sannyasis can understand the truth. What about the rishis? So sannyasi is not a style, lifestyle. It will come little later on. Geyasa nitya sannyasi yona dveshti nakangshati. Hey Arjuna, know him to be a sannyasi, eternally renunciate, who has no likes, no dislikes, not with an ochre cloth or fancy cloth. You will see that thing when later on comes. So against that the tradition was put up. Therefore, as though suddenly it looked like as though family life is different, sannyas life is different. And that has created confusion. Because every person is in need of understanding himself. Having understood yourself, you choose from brahmachari, you want to be a grahastha or you want to be a sannyasi. You understand yourself. I am happy with myself, but why not live with a man or woman? Continue. I don't want to get into that problem. Okay, drop it. Choice is yours. The whole choice is yours. But suppose a sannyasi is not supposed to marry. You are not supposed to marry, but inside spinning. That is the headache. No, you must be honest. You want to marry, marry. Don't want to marry, don't marry. But don't create confusion. Sankarasya jagartasyam. Don't create confusion. Not married, but you want everything. Or married, you don't want anything, that's a different thing altogether. You see, most married people live like sannyasi. And most renunciate people are spinning in their head like grihasthas. You know, it's a very simple psychology. The other day on morning walk, I was talking to our Varunacharya. We are just morning, we sit down, we always keep quiet talking. One day somewhere triggers. See, when you are traveling, think, because this physical sexual orientation is a huge thing. In the process, you must discuss and understand this whole activity system inside your head. Because people who are renunciate, they think more about sex than the people who are married. Because people who are married, they have it at their disposal. They can have it anytime. Therefore, they never have it. I am not telling you a joke. Many couples will come and discuss. They shall say, they don't. There is no physical intimacy. There is a companionship. Physical intimacy, once or twice, just like you get tired of everything, you get tired of physical intimacy also. You get tired because the same thing is there, no? You want to understand psychology? You go for a travel. When you are traveling in a car, suppose you don't have a water bottle. Every 5 minutes you will feel thirsty. Suppose you don't have a water bottle in your car, or you don't have the food in your basket, you have not taken a basket for your picnic, shall we eat? Shall we drink? Oh boy, I should have brought the water bottle. I am feeling thirsty. Food we should have brought. I am feeling hungry. Any knick-knack? Right. Suppose you pack up everything and pack up the water bottle, it will go exactly like that and come back exactly like that. Nobody drinks. Have you observed it? I am not telling you joke. It is there in your box. Like you don't have money in your pocket, you will be worried. I should have brought 20 rupees with me. No. You have taken 20,000 rupees, you come back with 20,000 rupees. You don't spend 1 paisa and you come back. Why? Because it is there in your pocket. Security is there. This so-called physical relationship is like, don't make sex a huge big thing, an animal, which is like prehistoric, gigantic animal killing you. Understand the whole mechanism of the physical relationship. It's not something such a dangerous thing. And if you want to marry, marry. Don't want to marry, don't marry. Choice is yours. Relate if you choose. If you don't want to, don't want. But don't create complications out of it. The moment it is there, who wants it? So when you have made a lifestyle, wise man means sannyasi. Are you getting that? Wise man means sannyasi. Sannyasi means should not have this, should not have that. Don't guilt. If you have something luxurious, guilt. If you are looking at a man or woman, guilt. You be wise. To be wise, when that verse will come, we'll see. Geyasa nitya sannyasi. The sannyasi is eternally renunciate. Atma nitya sannyasta. Consciousness, yourself is eternally renunciate because nothing touches it. One who knows himself, he is a sannyasi. Not a lifestyle. The whole standpoint is so beautiful. Don't take them away from the world. There where other people are acting in the world, taking their responsibilities, you be there and do the same thing. How? Why? Read and underline these verses. Keep it in your brain for the rest of your life. Na buddhi vedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yuktas samacharan na buddhi vedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yuktas samacharan. Remember this line for the rest of your life. It's so beautiful. Na buddhi bhedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam. Never create a conflict of interest in the ignorant people. Buddhi bhedam no janayet. Never create a confusion in an ignorant person. That you should not do this or you should be doing only this. Never create a confusion. By mere statement, listen carefully, by giving these oratorial prescriptions, religious commandments and descriptions, what do? You destroy people. Na buddhi vedam janayet. Suppose the person is married, what do you say? Marriage is useless. Only renunciate will know the truth. Oh God, you have already finished him. You have already finished him. Oh, you are eating garlic. No hope. Other day I had been to a particular country. I am telling an example. I went to a country. I went when I went to that satsang, it's a big house, very rich man, very big house. And the whole community was there, almost 100 people in that drawing room. Imagine how big house must be. Big house. Everybody is there. But everybody had a dark face. They're like a cloud in their face. When I getting in, I am going like a sunlight. And they are all sitting down. I couldn't believe it. What type of place? Because at least people, they see you, they wake up. I am going with full life. And they are going, Then the moment I sat down, I said, what happened? Anything wrong with you people? Anything wrong? Anything has happened? Not with a superior tone. Really with a con. I said, anything wrong? Why are you all sitting now? Who? What happened? Anything? Appa, one person gets up. I'm telling you, authentic incident. That one person gets up. He said, Swamiji, we have a question. I said, we or I? He said, no, we. I said, okay, what is that question? Is it true that if suppose we eat meat, we shall never understand the truth? Listen. Is it true that if you eat the meat, you will not understand the truth? I said, okay. Let me ask you a question. Who told you this? They were very honest. So 3 days back, one holy man had come here, a religious person, holy, unholy, don't worry about it. A person who makes his profession talking, giving religious discourses, he had come here and he told us, if you eat meat, there is no chance. And he has literally planted such heavy guilt on them that everybody destroyed. I said, just for in my curiosity, does that gentleman, the person who talked to you, does he put on shoes? He said, yes, Swamiji, not only shoes, Gucci, all, the Gucci shoes, the best one, I said, what type of leather is that? Cow hide. I said, good. Did you ever ask him that unless he consumes the hide, you can't eat the flesh? Which one comes first? Hide or flesh? Because he is eating the... You should... To an idiot, you must talk idiotic language. Because he is there to consume is this special hide. Nobody eats crocodile meat. Why do people put crocodile leather? Is it cut for leather or for the meat? No, not many people eat buffalo. People eat buffalo leather. So unless he eats leather, can you eat meat? No. There was a laughter in the audience. Everybody is like relieved. Appa. I said, tell that man first to stop wearing the chappal. And in my place, of course, my wooden sandals were there. So they said, whoa. No, I'm not telling you a joke. This is known as the Buddhi Veda. Somebody is eating, like going to Eskimo country and tell them, unless you drop eating fish and drink meat and stop drinking, blood, you cannot understand. So he will die. You keep your understanding with yourself. If you stay yourself 6 months, what 6 months? 3 days there, you will start eating raw fish and drink blood. Well, what else is going to cook in the ice? No, you must think. A person comes with a habit. Don't dress like that, don't smoke like that, don't smile like that, don't. What are you trying? By changing somebody's dress, by changing somebody's food, by changing somebody's language, by changing somebody's style of greeting, are you going to make the person religious? He shall be the same nut inside a religious dress. Previously he was a nut inside a 3-piece suit, now he is a nut inside a cloth or no cloth. The person doesn't change. See the language. Buddhi Vedam na jane. You really want to help somebody? Do not criticize. If you really want to help somebody, do not create a conflict of interest, do not create a confusion. That is why when we teach about the jnana, the absolute knowledge, yes, uncompromising dismissal. To be yourself, to be the happiness itself, you cannot depend on anything. And what is that anything? Anything. Not even the name of the truth. Nothing is holy. No word, no book, no person, nothing. Teacher himself is dismissed, not even the teacher. But the teacher and teaching disappear. The student disappear. Everything disappears. Uncompromising dismissal. But the moment it comes to preparation of the mind, everything is acceptable. So don't suddenly say, oh, if you hold your nose, nothing will happen. No, hold your nose. Why? You are holding your nose, no? Hold it. Stand on your head? Yes, stand it. How long? As long as you like. I am a person, Swamiji, chanting Om Om for half an hour. Why half an hour? 1 hour extension. Do it. I am used to see this red light between my eyebrows. Excellent, make it deep red. Make it deep red. Think. What about my, when I push my stomach inside and it touches my spine and I feel that you're tingling, wonderful. Dip it a little more. Why? Listen carefully. Please. Why should I do that? If you tell him, this is useless, what he has, gone. What he doesn't have, of course never has. Are you getting that point, please? Some discipline he has, because he is following certain puja, ritual, yoga, practice, whatever it is. You cannot replace truth with any practice, any word, anything. But if you take away the little practice from him, it is like taking away the stick from the blind. He falls down. Don't take away his stick. Listen carefully. Don't take away his stick, because that stick makes him tick in life. Without the stick, the fellow will fall. Open his eyes. That is why Jnana Yoga. Open his eyes. When a person is blind, every stick becomes a dependent thing. He holds on to a stick. Every practice is a dependence. If you take away the stick, he will fall down. And everybody has collected thousands of sticks in life. Somebody for a sound or a touch or a taste or a smell or a relationship, house, power, position. So many sticks people have collected. Blind people, collectors of sticks. When you come to Upanishads, Upanishad does not become another stick. The real guru does not become another stick to stick on, to lean on. In wisdom, in Upanishads, they open your eyes as to who you are. When you open your eyes, shall you throw the sticks? Every stick is a walking stick. Previously, the same stick on which you are leaning, holding on to which you are walking, now when your eyes are open, you don't need any stick, but you hold it. Why? To sustain. Walking stick, why do you, walking stick, are you walking? No. Dog comes, whoo, show it for the dog. Everything becomes walking stick. Your power, position, talent, whatever you have got, which one is good? Everything is nice. Imagine a person can sing fantastic, happy with himself, beautiful song. What an evening we can have. Suppose there is no beautiful music. Yesterday I was sitting down bhajan. How lovely. Doesn't create the truth, but you are with the truth, you enjoy it. Somebody lovely sound, somebody lovely touch, something lovely taste, sight, smell, everything is there. Suppose there is a person who does the gymnastics. How fantastic. Olympics. Oof. Ultimate. Even a person does an yoga asana, 84 asanas, and absolutely perfect. Do one Scorpio. You saw that during this camp this time, no? That boy who had come from Orissa. How complicated our Atma's brother. How complicated asanas, eh? He was doing the scorpion, he will be looking like a scorpion. Fantastic. Try to do it. Don't like, useless fellow. Yeah, useless fellow. But your big stomach, you can't even do, you can't do any seesaw. The person, you understand the point. Everything has a place. Remember this verse. Na buddhi vedam janayat. In your wisdom, don't dismiss. Suppose somebody comes and says, I am studying little, these Yoga Sutra now. What is there in Yoga Sutra? Have you studied Brahma Vidya, Brahma Sutra? No, waste. Huh? Why are you studying Yoga Sutra? Beautiful, study, it's nice, good. But suppose the fellow says, I studied, but there is nothing much. Don't worry about it. Come, we'll talk something else. But if you dismiss, this is useless, then the fellow will say, he has no place with you. Another person, Swamiji, I have been singing all through my life, nothing else. You are singing. What is jalra? Chanting, ta-da-da. What is music? Don't waste your time. Nothing will happen. He's gone. Don't do that. You have been chanting? Yes, use that. I'll tell you, time is up, but just listen to that, I'll finish it up. Tomorrow we shall see about it more. Because it's an amazing thing. This is where comes your sensitivity. You are not alone in this universe. Your way is not the only way. Knowledge is knowledge, of course uncompromising. But different people, different tradition, different upbringing, different lifestyle. Each one comes with a package. If you throw out every package, the person is gone. How can you do that? The teacher is somebody who shall find out where. In that mess, what is the little light of connection? From that you move on. Are you getting that point? In that the mess, here is a person who is a mess. But in that person there is some hope. Move on. There was a prince who came to study Jain Buddhism tradition. It is a story, they go say, tell that. A Jain tradition, a prince comes to learn Jain Buddhism. And of course the master asks him, do you know anything about Buddhism? And he said, no, I don't know anything. He was a total rogue. He said, my life is a waste. I have been indulging. Rich, access to every type of pleasure. So I am enjoying everything. Nothing you have heard, nothing. Think, there's something you must be doing nice, no? He said, okay, I know play chess. He said, all right, have a game of chess. So he called another Jain master, both of them sitting down, and there is a chess game going on. Understand? The chess game going on. And the condition was, whoever is defeated shall be beheaded, shall be killed. The prince was a good chess player, and the Jain master also is a good chess player. And the top man is watching, he is the referee. 1 move, 2 move, 30, 40 moves are gone. The game is really tense. That is the time the monk made a wrong move. When the monk made a wrong move, the prince's eye lit up. Because he is a top player. The moment, because you are a chess player, you know what are the moves. So the moment this monk made a wrong move, the prince's eyes lit up because he goes for the kill. For a second he got lit up. Then immediately he changed it. He said, my God, if I do that now, I am going to defeat. Definitely this fellow is finished. And when he is finished, the great monk sitting down there, condition is he will be killed. If he is dead, a meaningful life will be dead, wiped out, snuffed out. I am an idiot. Total waste of my life. Better I die than he dies. He deliberately made a mistake. And the hawk eye of the master doesn't miss it. He immediately comes up and spoils the whole thing. Game is over. Ask his student, go. The monk goes. He tells the prince, you are a very compassionate man. Start. Are you getting that point? Everybody has an entrance. Why? Because you are the truth. So dismissing people just because somebody does something, speaks something, smokes something, puts on a dress or laughs in a wrong way or something according to your judgment. Now don't dismiss people. Na buddhi vedam janayet. With kindness, compassion, change. If a person is smoking, hold your bedi, listen. He will drop it. Are you confident? The question comes, are you confident? If you are confident, you shall change people. If you are not confident, you shall be perpetuating only disciplines which you yourself never follow. Everything that you say the other person to do, you don't do. Never get wild. You are the wildest of the fellow. Never be jealous, dying inside. Don't look for respect. If somebody doesn't respect you, he is destroyed. All these things. That line is like a mantra. When you listen to this, first classes when you are talking about uncompromised dismissal of everything. That is why time. If a person wants to sit down in one class, wants to listen to everything, what can you do? Everything is inside. Comes in time. Buddhivedam na janayet. Never create a conflict of interest. Do you know why? If you do so, if you start judging, you are, as they say, you are judged. The moment you tell somebody, don't tell a lie, the moment you tell a lie, you will hate yourself. Conflict, conflict, conflict. Are you getting that point, please? Moment you are angry, you tell people, don't be angry. Moment you are angry, what will say? Chha, I am getting angry. Hey, therefore, to feel comfortable, don't say that is why all of you get angry. Why? I am also angry, you are also angry. No. That's not the point. Point is, if the other person has certain weaknesses, is ignorant, he has the right to be stupid. Like a child, he doesn't know what he does. The child doesn't know what he speaks. Speech or action, both, doesn't mean anything. Na buddhi veda. Ajnanam karma shangina. Ajna na janati. Janati iti jna. Na janati iti ajna. One who doesn't know. And karma shanginam. Therefore, ignorant and therefore karma sangi. With karma, full association. I must do this, I must do that, I must see, hear, taste, touch, smell, have a good bed, good food, good company, good this, good that, good that. Totally lost in that. So shall you dismiss them? No. Josayet sarva karmani. Vidwan josayet, niyojayet. May you engage themselves. The same action is doing, put him into same action. Vidwan. In one difference. You do same thing, even what he is doing, you can do. Conditions apply. He is drinking, I am also drinking. No, no, no. You are with him. But Vidwan Yukta Samachar, you engage in that action on your guidance. Yukta Sanna Samacharan. You see it like this. Suppose a person feels like walking. You also go along with him for a walk. So he enjoys your company. Another example, so many things are coming up, we'll see tomorrow, but you just see, I was in the Tirupati in one place, 25 years, almost 77, 30 years, 31 years. I remember that incident. I was gone for a program. In there, one lady and her husband both were coming to the class. And the class was over, the lecture was over, they invited me for a lunch. When I went for the lunch, in their house there are two children, 17-year-old, 18-year-old, boy and girl, brother and sister. But they were very shy. They will not come to the class. The children, the parents want them to come, but they will not come. The mother is very worried. Swamiji, I am asking them, they are not coming. I said, don't force them. Let them not come. It is okay. No, you are coming to our house for dinner. I said, okay, I'll come. No problem. I went to the lunch. And I saw in their house there is a carom board. I love carom. As a child, I was playing carom in my village, and for that I will be beaten also. Plenty of it I have got from my mother, plenty of that. So I was playing. So I saw the carom board, I said, hey, anybody here plays carom? Listen, I asked, anybody here plays carom? He said, yes. Suddenly the two children, they lit up. Huh? I said, anybody plays carom? Yes. I said, okay, come on, sit down, let's sit down. Oh, both brother and sister now suddenly came out of the room and now all over me, no problem. So he put the carom board, first brother, when I sat down, first game, I wiped him out. I was a good player. Even now also I think I have a touch of a little bit. So I finished him off. Huh? Then the sister comes, okay, can I play? I said, of course. Next one, you, sit down. But I don't know whether I can play that good. You must be very nice. Yeah, okay, play. Finished her off. Now the both were the biggest fan of me. I stayed there for 4 or 5 days. All the days, morning, evening classes, they were coming. I told that mother, what is your problem? Reach out somebody in that language. If he is playing carom, you play carom. Thing is, he is stuck on it, you are using it. Samacharan. Yukta sanna. Not that, oh, now the carom is there. Class dismiss, carom. Not obsession. You understand the point? Can you do it? That is, if you have a habit, can you do it without being obsessed? You are smoking, drop it. difficult, then don't talk. In wisdom, nothing is difficult. Nothing is impossible. If something is difficult, somewhere individuality is holding on. I told you, drop it. Dropping is not difficult. Holding on to is difficult. So if you compromise with that, naturally, such people who do not have that power to drop, they are the worst fellow to perpetuate disciplines. No, look at yourself. Are you not living with a little weakness of yours? Yes, other person also can do it. In spite of his weakness, you take him. Jo said, sarva karmani, engage him in all activities, yourself doing the same thing. When he is ayuktaha, you are yukta. You are totally conscious over that action. Your happiness does not depend. Always happy with yourself. You are like an air. The air blowing. Can you hold the air? Wise man cannot get cut. No habit can catch him. No thought can catch him. No lifestyle catches him. There is nothing which he cannot live without, like air, like space. You are with everything, yeah, you are with nothing. Absolute happy with you. If it is so, what is that something which can be sticking to somebody, to ignorant man? Huh? Whatever may be the habit, it can go. Because it doesn't touch the absolute. You had your past, he has his future. Simple. So, attitude. You say, sarva karmani vidwan yukta samacharana is amazing. Think for yourself. See that. You know, it's like a Ganges bath. If you look at that, you feel so nice. Don't be critical, don't pass judgment. It's not an... I hate these type of statement, injunctions. Don't be critical, don't be... You enjoy, you like it for yourself, so that you decide, why being critical? So you are a happy man. You see everybody's weakness. Unless the person is available, why talk about it? How does it matter? Close your eyes, please. Remember this, please. It brings you absolute release in yourself. One with God, the truth.